Hi, I want to state the fact that I grew up in a really nice neighborhood in Oakland County, Michigan. It's called Holly, Michigan. My dad's house is a 5-bedroom, one bathroom house. Not two, not three, one to this day. Beautiful Queen Anne style, you know. I grew up where my friends were envious. My dad had, and he's still, he's retired now, but yes, he had a good paying job. No, I didn't get $100 bills to go not grocery, but going shopping to the mall or whatever. That never, my dad would go, well, let's see what kind of work we can do here so you can earn some money. I was like, oh crap. We moved into the house and it had on the walls, on the living room walls, you can vacuum the ceiling. It had plush carpeting, like it was orange and all kinds of wild colors. And they put indoor outdoor carpeting with like some oak parquet floors. I helped my dad redo some of the woodwork, and he did a lot. When you have houses that are over 100 years old, a lot of times we would find, when we were redoing the walls, we'd find horsehair mixed into, the plaster. It was really neat, We got to really see, how things are made. It's over 100 years old. My dad still lives there. It still has one bathroom. Dad, build another bathroom. Another bathroom. Just a toilet and sink. That's all I'm asking. You got one in the basement. You can put one in the one room. That used to be the attic. Hey, just another toilet. So anyway, a lot of people, when they hear me talk, yes, it is as big as a mansion. Yes, it's huge. I did grow up there, and I helped him redo stuff, and I learned how to survive as a person in money management, because my dad, there was times in 1984 when I worked at a job in Michigan. That was the only one of the few jobs I worked at, and they paid me. I made less money than what I did in California when I worked, and I would do work for my grandmother's friends and do yard work and stuff. So that was like one summer done. I enjoyed my family. They always taught me hard work, perseverance, and owning up to your own problems. If you do something bad, you own up to it. Yeah. I've learned, forgiveness, and I learned that being honest is better. My grandfather, he had this belief, if you're a liar, you're a thief, and one and all, go together. He was an amazing person. My grandparents taught me a lot, I didn't grow up where my family just handed me money and I would go shopping. That was not, oh no. I remember many times I would be hosed off on the outside of my grandma's house, because when you mow lawns in California, a lot of times there's not a lawn. It's just a bunch of weeds, and you end up looking like you got a tan and you don't. Yeah. You got to be hosed off outside because you got so much dirt in you. I learned that being honest and working hard and getting a good credit is a lot better than anything else. I've never frayed from that way. The only time that I've had problems is when my birth mother decided to steal my identity. So that was the only problem I had in life. And when people think, and through the years, because they know where I came from as my family and stuff, they think I would hear people go, oh, poor little rich girl. No. My family made me work for everything that I had. After I was 15, I pretty much worked for my clothing. And when I would go to California, my grandmother would help me out even further. So in 1984, I started buying my own school clothes. My friends were lucky enough to have their parents buy their school clothes for them. I was not one of them. And I'll be honest with you, I learned real quick how fast $100 goes and how to shop. So, and I'm not afraid to say that I was on welfare. I'm not afraid to say that I'm a hard worker and I'm honest. So when people tell me, well, you grew up in this kind of family that made X amount of money or they did this, and I would go, well, you know what? A lot of people grow up in that, but I also wanted other things in my life besides money. I wanted love, and I wanted children that loved me, and I wanted a life, a marriage where I would come home and look forward to coming home. I'm coming home, Okay, I'm not too crazy about the house I live in right now. And right now, it's not where I want it to be, but it's in a place I love, At this moment, I love Pahrump, I'm making money. I'm working as a bartender. I think I have friends. Yeah, okay, I have friends. But besides that, it's the whole point of when you're honest, when you live a life, that you're proud of. And no, I really wish I had a house like my dad's house here. That is a really big house. It is freaking huge. I remember as a kid, they had canceled the roller ring, and I decided by myself I was just going to roll up all the Chinese carpet, and I was going to roller skate in the house, and that's what I did. Shh, I didn't tell my dad. But I did. I roller skated. It was hardwood oak floors that were parquet, and it was beautiful. My dad never knew nothing about it. I mean, I had what I consider a pretty good childhood. I go on ski trips and I would do all kinds of stuff. I never look back and think that my childhood was tainted just because he married some nutbags. It was a learning lesson. Jane and Jane was bad. She was bad. Yeah, but all in all, I never had, a bad childhood where I would say, yeah, my dad didn't love me as a child. He always, he definitely made sure that as a child, I had my teeth taken care of, my health taken care of. I had food always on the table. I always had heat in the house. There was always something in which you felt like as a young child and as a growing up teenager, I never had to worry about moving out in the middle of the night. I never had to worry about food in the house or electric in the house. It always was provided, always was paid for, and I always was taken care of. And I spent almost every summer, except one in 1984, going to California and spending time with my grandparents. And they pretty much what they would call is considered, they lived on what it wasn't really a farm, but it had lots of fruit trees, and I had a good childhood, and I consider, between my dad and my grandparents, I had a very full life. No, I didn't have a mom who was a very, how can I say this, there for me. Yeah, I know she stole my identity and she did that. But all in all, I don't look at my life as being, unfulfilled as a child, and I know that I was taken care of. So, and I definitely had to learn how to work and make my own money. And when I got older, it wasn't like, oh my God, I got to pay bills. No, I already did. By the time I was 18, I was already doing my own bills. And by the time I moved out, I already knew how to do that. It wasn't something that was a shock on the system. But a lot of people who would have parents who, what I would call, spoon feed them, they ended up not doing so well. They ended up having, no aspirations, and you always have to have dreams of some kind to look up to. And to be a person that you are, you have to do something in which you have to be proud of, if it's being a parent, or if it's growing up, in a good family, whatever it is. I mean, for me, I'm just happy having my family, come home, and I look forward to being home. So a lot of people I know of through the years, think, uh, you grew up in this big house and stuff, and your family never gave you stuff. No, they did, and they really did. My dad, you know, gave me a car that ended up getting wrecked in an accident in which I will walk with a limp the rest of my life, and I will have other problems in which, at this moment, it's just they don't have anything what I consider a permanent, where my back won't hurt. But, for now, I will walk with a limp,